Time now for some sports news. We're starting off in Canada, where the Super Falcons of Nigeria have been drawn in a tough Group D along with the United States of America, Australia and of course Sweden for the FIFA Women's World Cup. Coach Edwin Okon's side will kick off their campaign against the former European champion Sweden at the Winnipeg Stadium on June the 8th, 2015. Nigeria has featured in all 6 previous editions of the Women's World Cup, reaching the quarterfinals in USA 99. Now to the English Premier League, where it was drama at St James's Park as Newcastle United ended Chelsea's unbeaten run with a 2-1 victory. Senegal forward Papis Demba Cissé came off the bench to score twice in the second half to ensure Jose Mourinho remains winless on Tyneside. Didier Drogba grabbed a late consolation for the Blues. In other results, Hull City and West Brom played goalless, likewise Liverpool and Sunderland at Anfield. Leroy Fer and Charlie Austin scored as QPR beat Burnley 2-0. Stoke City edged Arsenal 3-2 at the Britannia. Tottenham and Crystal Palace drew 0-0, while Manchester City battles to a 1-0 win over Everton in a game that saw Sergio Aguero limp off owing to a knee injury. And the International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach says the body is awaiting an IAAF probe into allegations of doping against Russia. Now, this is on the back of a German television documentary claiming that officials accepted payment from athletes to supply banned substances and cover up tests. The Russian anti-doping agency have launched an investigation into these allegations. And that's it in sports news. The news of 10 continues shortly.
United Kingdom-born U.S. journalist Luke Summers and a South African teacher, Preah Koki, have been killed by al-Qaeda militants in Yemen during a failed rescue bid. The operation was carried out by joint U.S. and Yemeni special forces in the southern Shabwa region. U.S. President Barack Obama, who said he authorized the raid to rescue Mr. Summers and other hostages held in the same location, condemned the killing as a barbaric murder. They were being held by militants from al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, regarded by the U.S. as one of the deadliest offshoots of al-Qaeda. Meanwhile, the Pakistan military says a senior al-Qaeda militant accused of planning to bomb trains in New York and London has been killed in Pakistan. Adnan el-Shukri Juma was said to have been killed in a raid in northwestern Pakistan near the Afghan border. The FBI describes him as al-Qaeda's global operations chief, a post once held by the alleged mastermind of the 9/11 attacks, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. Shukru Juma was born in Saudi Arabia and lived for several years in the U.S. He was indicted in a U.S. federal matter as a conspirator in the case against 3 men accused of plotting suicide bomb attacks on New York's subway system in 2009. And finally tonight, why go to the studio for photos when you can get a mini you for keeps? Well, a new pop-up shop in Le Marais district of Paris is giving people the opportunity to immortalize themselves in 3D figurines, more than just photos. The Le Marais studio, which recently opened its doors to the public, hopes to surf the waves of 3D printing and make it a trend in 2015.
This is Le Marais studio in France, where technology is taking photography to a new level. Every client that walks through this door is in for an experience. Here's how it works. A client is ushered into a scanning room with about 54 cameras capturing from all angles. Customers are allowed to assume any posture they desire, wear their favorite clothes and accessories. After the photo shoot, the images are then uploaded to a software for retouching. The photographs are then fed in a specially designed program that combines them and removes the excess noise. So much information is processed and the digital rendering takes about 3 hours.
It's a big machine that carves with a laser. The color immediately is printed on the model, so there is nothing that is painted afterwards manually. And then once it's carved into the sandstone, you get it out and you have to dip it into something that reveals the color, that really makes it more beautiful and gets it out, makes it more bright.
This is the result, a 1/12 size of the client.
So we kind of reinvent photographies and we reinvent portraits. So when you come here, it's exactly then a century ago, you went to the photograph and it wasn't just, I'm going to click on my camera and that's it. It was really, I'm going to the photographer, I'm going to think about it. I'm going to think about who am I going to come with? Am I going to be dressed this way? What do I want to represent? And that's why we say to people, you're not just yourself, like me, I'm not just Sylvie, I'm a character. Who are you? And this is what really interests us. When somebody comes, this man really wants to represent himself the way he looks at himself today.
The number of cameras and the quality of software used allows the subject to be captured in unprecedented detail. One day, this trend may find its way to Nigeria and finally take the place of photography.
Well, yes, definitely one day the trend will find its way to Nigeria, sooner than later. And the main news again. A Russian plane said to be carrying weapons to Chad was today intercepted by the Nigerian Air Force at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport. Over 200 inmates have escaped from Minna medium security prison following a raid on the facility by gunmen. Workers of the Benda breweries have protested non-payment of wages and what they described as the poor state of the company in Benin City. And an American journalist and a South African teacher have been killed during a rescue operation by special forces in Yemen. Well, that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Harriet Agbini. Have a pleasant night.